Hello, and thank you for coming to the McWattersaffect. I'm your host, Matt. Today I'm looking at OAN, but first, need you to hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Now let's take a look at this news article. Now guys, before I start reading, there's certain words I'm going to have to change because of YouTube's policies, so just bear with me. Wisconsin cities may have acted illegally in 2020 selection. Took money from Zuckerberg organization. There's a video. We'll go ahead and watch it.
Ron Hoyer, a member of the Wisconsin Voter Alliance, says some local cities may have acted illegally in the 2020 election after taking money from the Center for Tech and Civic Life. That organization is affiliated with Mark Zuckerberg. One America's John Hines spoke with Hoyer to learn more.
Ron Hoyer, the president of the Wisconsin Voter Alliance, you have received a reply from 5 cities in the state of Wisconsin, and at issue, of course, is the money that came from this Center for Tech and Civic Life, primarily funded by Mr. Zuckerberg of Facebook. Gave a lot of money, you said, I believe, $7 million in total to these 5 Wisconsin cities: Green Bay, Racine, Kenosha, Madison, and Milwaukee. Those cities have now replied to your organization, and sir, I was wondering what you make of what you have heard as a formal reply from these cities regarding charges that they broke Wisconsin election law by accepting all this money from the organization called the Center for Tech and Civic Life.
Right, John. So there are 2 actual issues here with this. There were 2 filings, one with the Wisconsin Election Commission and one with each one of the cities. So on the responses that we received, we not only received a response, for example, in Green Bay from the city attorney and the mayor and the clerk who ran the election, but we also received a response from the Wisconsin Election Commission. On Green Bay specifically, we had the same thing happen in all 5 cities, where you had the mayors and their chief of staffs and typically their legal counsel responding. So we ended up with 22 documents.
And how would you characterize those documents? Is there a common thread that you can ascertain?
Very interesting question, John, because what we learned in reading these is they all sound very much alike. In fact, some of the verbiage is exactly the same, which would lead you to believe that the 5 cities' legal counsels were collaborating on their response, which I would expect they would do, of course. But what we found is that they really missed, and maybe they didn't miss, but we feel that they missed the whole point. Our point, our issue was, you can't take money with these certain conditions that they had applied. One condition, for example, was if you didn't follow the safe voting plan that was proposed by the CTCL.
That's the Center for Tech and Civic Life. This is the Zuckerberg organization. Yeah.
That's the Zuckerberg money. If you didn't run your election according to the safe voting plan, you would then possibly would have to return this money to Zuckerberg and CTCL. The more we get into the research in this, and by the way, we may have to delay our response a bit. We're scheduled right now to June 29th to respond, but we have some other evidence that is coming forward that we would like to take into consideration prior to our response, and I am not at liberty to reveal what that is at this moment.
So you have new evidence you've acquired somehow regarding your charges that these cities acted illegally against Wisconsin election law. You feel that they did not respond. They gave you a formal response by a deadline. They were supposed to do that. They just did that. You feel they did not respond to the thrust of your argument, which is that they acted illegally. Why do you think that they maybe missed the mark on that? What did they say in their response which made you feel that maybe they were dodging that issue or not responding to it as straightforwardly as they could have?
The thing that they did in the response is that I think they were trying to throw the scent off of the real problem, and that is the whole CTCL safe voting plan. We feel that this was so sophisticated that what they were doing is they would look at an individual precinct in the morning, because they had inside information within the mayor's office, telling them being the CTCL operatives, where are we falling short on votes? Then they would rally the voting navigators and get them out into those precincts, collect votes voting, harvesting, ballot harvesting basically, and then taking those ballots back to the ballot drop boxes and dropping them in those boxes. So we feel it's very, very sophisticated.
Ron Hoyer, president of the Wisconsin Voter Alliance from his home in Kewanee, Wisconsin. Thank you for talking to us on One American News, sir.
And thank you, John. Have a great day.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video and the article. I would tell you guys what I think, but more likely I'd just get myself in trouble. So I want to know what you think. And comment down at the bottom. And don't forget, hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Peace.